And what is going on YouTube? Just another gaming channel, bringing you just another video. Now, I'm sorry I've not been on Destiny for our guys. I've just been very ill. I've been awake for 8 days. I'd not slept for 9 and ended up having to have let's say extreme measures to put me to sleep. Sleeping tablets didn't work. So other things. So I've been playing Elite Dangerous for the soothing quality now. I've just jumped into this system. Here we are. Will not bother with the name, but I'm just outside the safe zone of the star where I've jumped in and refueled on the star. So just so you guys know what I'm doing is I'm trying to unlock an engineer that will allow me to modify my ship. Now engineers, there are many that have expertise in all sorts of things. So from frameshift drive, shield generators. Now the grading, grade 5 that's what I've got him up to. They'll go to grade 5. That's the 2 items that are listed. They're the main items, but some of them might do 10 items. So as you can see, I've unlocked quite a lot. The one I'm trying to unlock is, where are we? There we go. Unlock this guy so I can get my engines and thrusters. I want to upgrade my engines to. I've used a dirty drive configuration, which just gives them overwhelming power and thrust. But it increases mass. It does all sorts of things, but gives it better boost basically. But he's the only one. They're only at grade 3 at the moment. He's the only one that does level 5. Unfortunately, I've got to travel 5,000 light years away from the hub. Now, the hub is a collection of stars inhabited by humans. My first leg of the journey is heading to the Elephant Nebula, I do believe it's called, or something like that. Now, I'm 60 jumps away. It was over 200 jumps away, but that's only about 2,000 light years from the hub. So I think I've got about 900 light years left to get there, and then I've still got to do another 3,000 light years. So if we look at the system map that I'm in, this is the system I've just jumped into. Now I've got a discovery scanner which lets me scan an entire system like this, and unexplored systems like this, new systems I've not been to. I can give the information to the Universal Cartographers Department to pay a lot of money, but then I can pick each individual planet and fly towards them and scan them and give them data and information, which drastically improves the price. You get. I mean, I turned in about 20 pages worth of scans the other day, and I got like 6-7 million credits, so pretty good. And they were just for system scans; they weren't individual planet scans. Now, I'm only going to scan. I'm only going to do the odd system in there because it's time consuming. Now you can upgrade your scanner so you've got long range or fast acting scanners. I think originally I had long range scanners, but it took so long to scan, even so I speed up, went for fast range scanner, which means I've got to get a bit closer. So here I am in the. So this is one of the galactic arms I do believe we're starting to see. I could be wrong, but it looks like it's one of the galactic arms. I'm starting to see some very odd things. So I'm at sublight. Now this I've said this is my Anaconda, my favourite ship. I do want a Corvette, obviously. It's my next ship. It's bigger, it's more powerful. But this has been set up as a military vessel. But at the moment it's a hybrid explorer, hybrid military. Now it doesn't really have to be military at all. I don't want to go into the deep unknown without any without any protection. So I've got as you can see, I've got chaffs. Basically, if I'm under attack by energy-based weapons or anything with gimbaled or turreted lock-ons, that's releases chaffs. The weapons can't lock on. Point defense system on the right. If I get hit by missiles, boom. That item there's a launcher on top bottom of my ship. It spits out lasers. Comes with 10,000 of those, and they target the missile and destroy it. So I can bring those out. The D scanner is the Discovery scanner, universal scanner for the entire system. Scans everything within range in that system. If we go to my weapons, this has got 8 weapon ports, guys. It's phenomenal. It's got one huge on the top right, the multi-cannon. Then I've got 3 beam lasers, and then I've had multiple weapons on the left side. This time I've got 4 gimbaled multi-weapons. I did have turreted, and a turreted lock onto your target and they fire automatically. They can spin around your ship 360, but they're a lot weaker. Everything I've got is gimbaled, so there's automatic tracking and targeting. With 2 within a point, you still got to track. You still got to stay with the ship. The left side, I've got one of the multicans has got acid on it, eats through the hull. One's got heat dispersion, and I think my big multicannon has got some sort of effect as well. Now I did have long range multicannons on, but I decided to take those off because, well, I don't know, just with other beam weapons at the time. I had other beam weapons mixed in, and the beam weapons couldn't, the multicannons couldn't activate at long range because they were turreted, and the beam weapons were, different ranges. So the beam weapons, one of them, maybe even 2 of them, pass through the shield to do damage straight to the hull. One directly heats up the shield and disperses heat to cause damage to modules. So I'm pretty well equipped as far as weapons go. If you want to see my ship, so I am at the moment, we'll just oh, sorry about that. Let's just pull away a little bit. So what we're doing here, let's have a look. So we're just flying in the middle of nowhere at the moment. This is my amazing ship. I can change the paint. I've got it in black with all sorts of luminous green stuff, but I haven't really bought that much. That's me. Can you see me there? Tiny little dude in the cockpit. Hey, it's fantastic. You can see me, guys. I think that's awesome. Big cockpit. It seats 3 or 4. You can have multi-crew, so other players can actually sit and control certain aspects of your ship. So if you've got turreted weapons, they can control those. They can shoot those weapons. Someone can control well, all sorts of things. When I'm not exploring, this ship has 2 fighter bays. I can launch 2 fighters if I've got an extra crew member. If it's just me and my other crew member, which is an NPC. He'll launch the fighter, he can fight in that, or I can launch the fighter and he can fly the big ship. I've also used to carry 2 ground vehicles, which dock from the bottom of the ship. I mean, this really is. I'm not very good with these controls. I do apologise, but this really is a massive ship, guys. If I could just figure it out with these odd camera angles. Okay, there we go. I need to go down is what I need to do. Down and under, but I don't think it's going to happen, is it? Okay. But suffice it to say, this ship is awesome, and it's usually a heavy military grade ship. Now it's pretty slow at the moment. I'm hoping to get, because of the extra armaments, I've got military grade hull plating, I've got prismatic shields, I've got 4 or 5 shield boosters that have been upgraded. I've got 4 or 5 additional hull armor upgrades in there. I've got module upgrades to protect the modules, because so in a battle your shields are taking a pounding. Some people, like I said, some people have weapons that can portions of the weapons strip straight through your shields and start destroying modules. And the module protection units, the best available, take 60% of the damage instead of the modules. We've got 2 or 3 of those in there. Like, so for example, in a fight before, I've been battered to my hull's been at 40%, and without modules, any module reinforcement units, usually at about 40% hull, your thrusters are probably gone or they're about to get destroyed. Most of your weapons are destroyed. Maybe if your power plant goes, you can't do anything. You're just spinning and floating in space. They just keep shooting until you die. It's crazy. When thrusters go, that's it. You're just spinning all over the place. There's no control. Your canopy and your glass window breaks. Your canopy and cockpit go. So these module reinforcement slots, these protect those modules, so your hull can take a real pounding, absolute massive pounding. And these module reinforcement units take the first line of defense. Well, second line of defense past your shields. Which is really fantastic. So if we go back to camera though, guys, we can show you bits of the ship. Now I am 2,000 light years away from any human ship or planet or base, and it's lonely out here. Now this is me. Free camera zone here. No, guess not. There we go. Is that free camera zone? No. Come on. Enter free camera. Come on. Oh, okay, I guess we can just zoom. So we zoom in a bit, you can see the bridge. Now, at one point, I'm hoping they're going to have a walk-around effect, because this ship is massive. I mean, it holds 2 fighter jet bays. And these fighters are one-man fighters, but they're pretty big. They've got folding wings and stuff. They fly in from behind the ship. They line up in the dock and lock in, and then come up into the ship. The SRVs, they drive on planets. They're shielded, weapons, scanners, 6 wheels, thrusters. Oh my god, it's fantastic. So we just back out a bit, and so this is another view. So me and the cocktail with the pilot at the front. These other seats are variables for any other human players that want to join the ship, which is great. So this is here I am, look, just flying around. The reason the star's showing up on the hologram there is that I've targeted a star just to scan it, just to get extra scan points for the... Because this system's got 50-60 planets. I'm not flying around all those, scanning those for extra points for cartography. There I am, looking a bit bored there. Ooh. Should we hit the boosters? There's an empty seat. Another empty seat. And this is my ship, and I love this ship, and it really is a beast, guys. I just wish I could figure out the bloody controls. Hang on, let's have a look. We've got, see, there's roll and elevation. We can get below the ship, so you can see just how, well, I don't know if you can see how big it is, but oh, if it were a bit more daytimey, you could see like that little slot there, or that, you know, I think that I'm trying to point at there. The huge vehicle drops out of that, like, and you drive around in it. I think that there, I could be wrong, but that there with the 4 white things on it is my point defense system. That spins around, spits out lasers. Could be totally wrong there. I've got fuel scoops on this ship, but this ship is massive. This ship is an absolute beautiful beast. It's one of my favourite ships. It's been destroyed 3 times this month, and it's the only times it got destroyed. Some dickhead during we have weekly quests, guys, where we do objectives, and usually the combat orientated, and then you have to return to a station to turn in your bounties and things. And you know, sometimes you're severely damaged on the way, and people will, so you're in hyperspace. You're in, okay, so there's faster than light travel, and then there's frame shift drive. Now, frame shift is when you jump to another system, but there's a subversion of frame shift where you travel faster than light, but you stay within the star system, so you can travel to planets. And some people prey on damaged ships. They'll knock you out of your faster than light travel, and then just open attack. And usually, the first thing I do is I deploy a chaff, and then I boost my engines. So if they're trying to lock them with weapons, I'm boosting away while that's been stopped to the best of my ability. Then I launch my fighter. Then I put every energy slot. So if we go into the cockpit, you've got your panel on your right there. You've got my ship shields, hulls at 96%, because I've been getting a bit too close to these stars, taking some heat damage. Hulls at 96, shields are at 100. Then you've got your system, energy, and weapons. Now, when I'm in battle, I'll boost away like that, drop a chaff. I'll put 4 nodules into weapons so that they regenerate faster. We'll bring those out now. And then instead of engine, I put 2 into systems, because basically as your shields get hit, more in system, faster regenerate. Now, prismatic shields are the strongest you can get. I mean, they are insanely strong, but they take forever to regenerate. So as you can see on the left side, multi-cannons. On the right, 2 beam lasers, 1 burst laser, and a large multi-cannon. So they're the multi-cannons, and the burst weapon. You can't see the multi-cannon firing really. 2 beam lasers. Yeah, well that overheats. Okay, now multi-cannons. You can't really see. You can maybe see some of those firing. That's 4 multi-cannons firing. Then you open the other 4. I mean, this. Don't forget, these have got special effects on. They've got extra heat. They're adding heat to the ship on purpose as a special effect. They've got some of them have got the pulsing and the phasing through the shield to do damage, and they're also you know, dispersing heat onto the ship to try and damage modules. So yeah, it's a pretty beastly thing. So we're gonna we're going to jump to frameshift real quick, just to, well, just start to, so we can start travelling a little bit. Whoa, way too close. Wait. I didn't realise I was that close to the star, and I just jumped. Luckily, I hit 94%. Do not enter frameshift when you're near a star, and do not enter frameshift properly to another system when you're near a star. You'll explode, I tell you. So, they're all the unexplored items on the planet. This is the next part of my journey, so we'll lock on and go on. We're going to be engaging hyperspace. I'll show you the galaxy map afterwards. So, because it's jumping from system as your engines, part of your system, you put more nodules in system there. If you saw that, I've got 4 in system. Now I just have to turn around and align with my my star system's jump. I think it's 16.5 light years away, 16.6, and there she is. And so all these nodules are light and cloud. These are other nebulas, and you know, I'm going to show you galaxy map, guys. Show you some nebulas. I'm going to be inside one at some point, and it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to look like. Is it going to be Milky? Am I going to see the galaxy from a different viewpoint? So we're dropped out, and I've got to be careful now. I've tried to isolate stars that will give me fuel back. So there's a lot of stars that won't give you fuel, and that's a problem when you're thousands of light years from Earth. Now, I'll show you what I did, guys. Well, first of all, let's go into the galaxy map. Oh, excuse me, I've got hiccups there. I'll show you where I am. Don't worry, guys, I will be getting back into Destiny 2. So that's my current system, okay? This is where I am now. This is the hub. Now that's about 2,000 light years, I think, or maybe it's only even 1,000 light years. But down here, this is, don't worry, these are my bookmark stars, but like as you can see, there's hundreds of billions of stars. I mean, it's just, it keeps going and going. Now, obviously, in my journey, I've travelled up quite a lot, so my actual, where most of my contacts have been going off is called the hub. So we've got to go down a bit. I'll tell you what, no, we don't need to do that. We'll go to Sol. Let's go to Sol. The birthplace of humanity. I bookmarked it just because it's a major system. Some systems you need permits for. So, as key, look at all those stars that we just went past. I mean, guys, so I spent a lot of time here, and these are just bookmarked stars with blue marks. The purple ones are engineers. I've got to hand in a mission there. So just look at these stars. I mean, look at them all. I just don't think you realise. And I've actually cut out, for my journey, I've cut out any stars that you can't refuel from. But if we add those back in, and I take a minute to bring them all back in, but there should be plenty more stars than what we've been seeing. So this is the hub, essentially. I mean, it goes out 400 light years, but all these stars, I mean, it just keeps going and going. Now, what's great about this game now, this section here, this is where the Thargoids, old alien race, never seen them, not seen them for centuries, for hundreds of years, they're back. Their systems right down there where they've destroyed space, their old space stations they've attacked or destroyed. There's a war going on now. Humans have finally developed some Thargoid weapons. They're the only weapons that can damage their ship. Their ships are organic in nature. They are not to be messed with. I've not been able to destroy one on my own yet. But you need special scanners in order to scan, once you've damaged them, to scan the heart of the ship and then attack it even further. So little dark areas like this, the coal sack, this, I mean, look at that. That's a tiny little nebula, that. But look at all these, what, hundreds of thousands, millions of stars there, probably, just there, yeah. You know, inside, and I'm going inside. I'll show you where I'm going, guys. I decided to see, now the best way to do this is to go towards the center of the galaxy. Now you'll know why in a minute. So you can see how many stars are here just by, I mean, look at all these stars, different colored stars, just millions of them, thousands and thousands and millions, hundreds of millions and billions. I mean, look at this. It's never ending, okay? Now the closer you get to the galaxy, the denser the star population is. Okay, so Yeah, so we're going to go. I mean, look, there's all these nebulas here. We're going to go. And people have done trips. I mean, let's just say that. Let's say our density is there. I mean, look at it. I mean, look at it. Look at that. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you could go straight up or down. Like, this is just the basic flat plane I'm at the moment. But I could choose to go straight down, and it'd just be, when do you get time to explore? Seriously, or straight up. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? This is an amazing game, and the ability to just free float and explore, land on planets, you know, do entire trips around. People have on YouTube doing full like trips around the galaxy. Like, I want to go somewhere out here. Look, I want to go. Well, not there, but I want to go to the edge of the galaxy where there aren't any star systems. I mean, almost none. I'm curious as to see. I mean, look, okay, there's loads, but you know, where there's few and few, no one will ever come out onto the dark edge of the void. Like, what's the furthest star out? Seriously, what's the furthest star out of the galaxy? I mean, is there one? Does it? I mean, oh, look out! Oh, I'm still miles away. Oh, God. So they're still there. They're still there. They're still there. All these grids. Each one of these grid zones probably. Oh, they're getting less and less. Look. You want to see, like, ooh, you just want to keep going, don't you? See, when will there be no stars? Do I even have the jump range to jump between that star and that star, because they're so sparse now? I mean, oh, they're still there. You can still see them, and this just fascinates me that you could decide to make a trip out here. You want to bring a fleet of ships, a group of 4. One of them has stores. Carries nothing but fuel tanks and fuel limpets, so we can refuel ships that get stranded. You bring enough material so you can basically do a modification and enhance your hyperdrive for a single jump. There's 3 settings. You can 15%, 50%, and 100% increase in jump range. But look, there's still star systems down here. I mean, look at this, is amazing. No idea what it is. No, it's an F white star. We can't get any information about it. No one's ever been there. I mean, oh, you know, I mean, just out here on its own. That might not be the last one. I'm going to bookmark it, just because I'm going to visit that one day. Is there any more? So when we zoom out now, look how, I'm still not on edge, look. But can anyone see the allure of this? And there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people playing this. It's on PC. It's on PS4. Now, you see that orange dot there? That's where I am. Okay, and I've been traveling for hours and hours and hours. I mean, like I said, my ship's a military ship. Now I've modified it for exploration, and I'll show you that in a minute. I should have done more to it. I should have made it lighter, changed the modules to make them lighter. That would have increased my jump range. I should have got rid of weapons to increase. I should have put lesser shields on, you know. But like I said, I will do this jump, and then I'll show you what I've done. I'll show you what I've added to my ship, just for those that might be interested in this game. Now, this game, when you're in combat with friends and you're fighting other players, it's fantastic, because some people are just trolls. You know, they'll just attack and destroy. There's some systems are hostile. Depending who you align yourself with in galactic powers, Federation, Independence, Alliance, the Empire. Just because you're in a hostile system, they won't attack you. It just means that's a hostile, that you're not aligned with that power. Some systems are high security. Now, if you do anything wrong, then usually, if you're within sight of any like space station or planetary base or anything like that, advanced fleet will be sent after you. It's anywhere between 3 and 6 ships, usually fast attack craft, but they can window shields down in a big ship like this. So what I was talking about with modules, now some of mine will be damaged, so let me slow right down. I don't want to waste fuel. So my modules. So as I said, you can see some of the damage from getting heat damage there. So this auto field maintenance unit, this repairs things. Now I can't repair that itself. This is a Class 6A. It's the first one I've actually seen for some reason. 15 million credits it cost me. I bought it on a whim. I had a 6E, but this has the most capacity by a few thousand, and its repair quality was the best. So my shield generators are at 99%. My burst laser. Now we can repair all these, take them offline. Just don't take the frameshift drive offline while I'm at these speeds, because you do some serious damage. Don't take your thrusters offline either at these speeds. So beam lasers. So this is what I was talking about. I'm part military, part exploration. So what I did, I got rid of my fighter jets. I got rid of some additional armor protection. I got rid of some module reinforcement protection. I replaced that with a repair module. I've still kept all my shield boosters, which I really didn't need to. I mean, look at these things. And I've had them engineered to level 5, I think, most of them. Heavy duty shield boosters. So it was an extra, 20% increase on shields, and then an extra, 30% or 50% or 40% on each shield booster, which is a bit overkill, but it protects against explosive damage, kinetic damage, and laser damage. Now I've got military grade A armor plating on. Okay. I've also got so when you, excuse me real quickly, when you repair shield boosters and reactivate them, it looks like your shields have dropped. Well, that's just because your shields show at maximum. Well, if you didn't have any shield boosters at all, your shields would show at maximum. Well, then you add a shield booster, and it's got to reach its new maximum, if that makes sense. I wish some of you, my subscribers, would play this. Guys, if you want to buy this, what I would do is I'd come and you get a crappy little ship. But dude, when your ship is like the size of my fighter craft, well, not quite, but almost. I mean, if you flew past my ship, you'd think I were in. You'd know I was in a destroyer type ship. You know, it'd be like a fishing trawler next to a USS aircraft carrier. You'd know its size difference. But if any subscribers that haven't who watch my channel want to pick this up, I will come and join you at your station. Okay, you pick the missions, yeah, and I will come with you and escort you, and no one will destroy you, no one will fuck with you. I've got 8 weapon ports. I can add. I've got miniguns. I've got 4 Gatling guns, 5 Gatling guns, beam lasers, burst weapons. I've got about 20 different weapons stored. I can lock on heat-seeking missiles, one that rips through shields and one that electrifies shields. I've got one that explodes and disperses heat all over the ship with heat damage. You know how bad that is. You've seen me repairing my ship. When you align yourself with all the different factions, eventually after 4 weeks and enough credits, you get special weapons. There's a weapon that is amazing against shields, does no damage to the hull, but you look on this weapon, you can destroy someone's shields in seconds. Well, I don't know how long. Not my shields in seconds. There's some ships that aren't strong enough to get through my shields, even with sustained fire, which is great. So, real quick, so I've got my planetary vehicle there. I'll show you a landing, guys. Fuel scoop, very important. I did add a net. So what I'm talking about, it's still mainly a military vessel, but I kitted it out for long-term exploration best I could. But you can store 60 other items at any station, but 60 is a total, basically, not at every station. A total 60 cap. Mine are pretty much full. I didn't want to have to keep dropping stuff off and then remember where I dropped it. You can transfer from station to station, but still it was a bit of a hassle. So fuel scoop, always good to repair. Now life support, interesting. When you repair this, yeah, okay, I'm now. Can you hear the breathing? I'm now, yeah, I'm now breathing through my, looking around, breathing through my helmet. You can look around at any time. You can hear the oxygen. Now, I've got 20 minutes of oxygen. The basic one is about 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I think it's 2 minutes. Now, you can upgrade different levels. I suggest it's doing because okay, let me just explain something. Once when you crack your canopy, okay, I'll just reactivate this. When you crack your canopy, which is obviously your window. Now it turns out all your digital readouts for everything is on here. So when I want to go and jump, so that's showing up there. And once I was in a system, and I actually jumped to hyperspace with the glass open. Oh my! It was entirely destroyed. There was a bit of a fragment in the corner here and there. And what I had to do is manually fly my ship to a station. I managed to lock onto a station once I'd reached this system and manually fly to it, but I had no idea where it was. So what I did is I managed to turn my ship, and with a crack of glass that was remaining here and there, this information that you see now showed up. So I turned my ship, say, all the way over, let's say over there, and then that location had shown up in this top corner, but only like 1/5 of it. And so I had to guide my ship into the station like that. And oh, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable that I made it. It really was. So as I say, I've still got a lot of stuff to protect me, and I really shouldn't have. So I've got an advanced discovery scanner, I've got a planetary scanner, I've got a planetary suite so I can land. It is a modular reinforcement package, it's 100%. Now these things, I mean, I never used to use them, and then once you start getting attacked, and the first thing, yeah, your hull goes down, but suddenly all your modules, your thrusters, your weapons fail, your thrusters fail, you can't get out of there. Suddenly you're halfway through your FTL drive, your frameshift drive to get out of there, and you can't because that suddenly goes. I mean, it's a nightmare, it really is. Well, it can be. And so what I found is those take some like 60% of the damage for you, and you can put 10 of them in if you've got the space. And so, oh wow, it really is fantastic. So I'm just repairing chaff launchers, multi-cannons right now, and to be honest, I might as well. I don't like leaving weapons off, I really don't. I can turn my cargo hatch off as well. The only reason to turn them off is because they use power, not much, 1% there. I'm not using 90% these, but let's keep the multi-cannons on, at least. We'll keep the chaff launchers on. There could be an hidden alien base out here, you just don't know, that's the thing, you just don't know. You can't, well, the reason you can't repair your power plant is because, well, of course, you can't turn that off or you're screwed, basically. So we're going to keep that on. Now, what is interesting is that you start to run out of your materials. You see, these 3,200. So what eventually happens is you can refuel. Refuel it. You can resynthesize it. You can synthesize certain. If you've got the materials, these are all the things you can recreate. I can recreate ammo for my multi-cannons. I can do a fast frameshift drive jump, and I've got the ability to do a premium version, which is maximum jump range at the moment is 21-ish light years, so I could make that around 40 light years, double it basically if I needed to. Now my friend's got this ship and he can get 60 light years out of it without modifying it. It's because he's given it really low level thrusters, and then he had to modify his thrusters so it could actually boost because they weren't strong enough. He's got a level 3 shield on, which is crazy on a ship that big. But he's put lightweight armor on. He's done everything he possibly can. It's for trading or mining or exploration. So, so I was thinking about buying another one of these purely for exploration, or purely for trading, or maybe both. But I'd always want to feel protected. Now, of course, I'll make sure one of my slots is a fighter jet, because having an experienced fighter pilot, I did have a fighter pilot who was dangerous, and he was almost elite dangerous. It was almost elite, and then he got destroyed because I got destroyed. So I'm on my second pilot, who's she's what is she? She's at expert level, but her levels aren't going up because obviously I've not been using her because I don't need her at the moment. So all the data, and I got rid of cargo bay. I wish I collected it because It'd be nice to mine some ringed systems, some ringed planets for materials. If you can find untouched, pristine areas, you can fill a cargo hold and go and make millions just from it. And mining's fun. You need mining lasers. You need refineries in your ship. A refinery the best refineries have 10 bins, and so that's 10 different types of materials. So every time you mine these materials, it'll drop them into the bin to refine them into the core components that they're going to any storage you've got, which are your cargo bays. Now I'm very lucky that I got rid of some of the stars. Okay. Why can't I feel scoop? Okay, I guess some of these stars are left in. Okay, so I know what I've done. So remember when I was talking about the stars, guys, on the galaxy map. Now some of them you can't. Some of them you can't get fuel from, and that's those. You can't get any fuel for these, but some of these are so fascinating to look at. I'm hoping we can jump to some of them, okay? You know, because it'd be great. So none of these you can. So that was that was probably an L. That was an L type. It was like some type of red dwarf or basically a giant that was no longer burning hydrogen. A red giant that was no longer burning hydrogen. So what I need to do is go back onto the galaxy map, and I need to go all the way to. Don't think that this is where I'm going, but this was my first stop, I do believe. Yeah. Okay, my second stop is. I knew it's going to have the word elephant in it. I know it is. Where are you? Trumply. There we go. So this was my second choice, like in the actual nebula. So we're going there, and we're gonna replot the route now. Make sure none of those stars that I've just unselected are in the journey, because if they are, I could quite easily end up losing fuel. And not only once have I been stranded out in the galaxy. There's thousands of players that have joined a syndicate. You can join your own groups on this game, and they're called the Fuel Rats. And all they do is they kit out their ships with the best hyperdrives and all sorts of things, and fuel limpets, and all they do as for thousands of people, they've got a website, and you can, if you get stranded, rather than having to blow your ship up, it costs you 20 million to rebuy it. What they do is they go and they will come out and fuel your ship for you. Fantastic service, fantastic, guys. Now I'm thinking about starting one that's a police force against all the trolls that attack all the people trying to do these weekly events. So I'm seriously thinking about that. Maybe I should put that on my Twitter and put it on any forums that are going out, because I absolutely think, like, you know, an aggressive police force that are patrolling these systems when weekly events come up, because you can earn 30 million per weekly event. Some people will destroy you before you can hand in your rewards, and then you have to. My ship costs 27 million to rebuy. So yeah, it's not fun. It is not fun when people do that, you know. Anyway, guys, hope you liked another. I know I've posted this before, but I hope you like a little bit of an introduction in what I'm doing, and I'll show you guys again once I'm at the Elephant Nebula. So I hope you enjoyed my little chit chat. I'll be back on Destiny soon, guys, and thank you as always for those that watch, and I'll see you on the next one. So cheers.